Hi class, today we're doing Kumihimo braids. These are Japanese braids that were originally used on kimonos and to hold the armor on warriors. You're going to get something that looks like this. This is just the directions, materials you'll need. The loom we're going to be using, which really is just a fancy way of saying the thing that's going to help us hold the yarn while we braid it in a fancy way. And then the directions, but I'm going to do it here so you can see all of it. You're going to take this and you can just kind of use a scissors, I suppose, to get just the little dial part. Make sure you just go, mostly you need to make sure you go around the outer edge so that you cover where the outer edge is. And you will just put it down on a piece of paper. When you use a glue stick, remember, turn the glue stick down before you put the lid on it. I don't want to find a bunch of glue sticks that are all mushed on because no one retracted the glue. Once you do that, you'll be taking your baby scissors and cutting out the template. Now, because you're watching me do this and I don't want to make you wait forever, I'm using some better scissors. Yes, you will have to use the worst scissors. It will build hand muscle and it will all be fine. Plus, quite frankly, we just don't have that many of these bigger scissors, otherwise I'd let you use those. But building hand muscles is good. All right. So more or less along the line is good. Doesn't have to be exact. All right. Now, this looks like it has a lot of scary stuff on it, all kinds of information. This is just to help you. It's really not needed. Then the next thing you do is you see each of these little marks here. There's 16 of them. Every time you see that little mark, you're just going to put a little cut into the paper like I'm doing, into the paper and cardboard. All right. All right, almost done. 3 more. There we go. All right. Now you're gonna get some yarn from me. Your first one, you don't get to choose the colors. Your second one, you can. So you will be taking your yarn. You have 4 pieces of yarn. There's 2 different colors, 2 strings of each, right? You're going to fold them in half. Make sure the ends are more or less even. Then you will be tying a knot here, okay? You will keep this little loop. All right, there we go. Now you can take, well, you'll be using something more like this. You can take your little baby scissors and carefully, there we go. Just put a little hole. Don't put your hand behind it while you put the scissor through it. Make sure your hand's off to the side. Because if you get hurt, that's a lot of paperwork that I have to fill out. All right. So then you will just feed these folded over loops through. Now when you get to here, you can put it so that number 12 is up, just like a clock. You don't have to, but it's probably the easiest. You will take your blue, or the color you have closest to blue, and you will put those 2 strings up here. See where 14 and 13 are? You'll then take the other 2 blue strings and you will put them at the bottom. See where 5 and 6 are? Then you'll take your 2 other strings, or your 4 other strings, the other color, and you'll put them here at 1 and 2 and 9 and 10, all right? Now, how do I know where those are? It's right where the line is. See where those lines are? That's what I'm covering, right? So you're gonna have opposites, blue and then other color. I find it's easiest when I hold the loom with one hand and I use the other hand to move the thread around. Now, all I'm going to be doing is taking this string and moving it here, and taking this string and moving it here. That's it. That's the whole thing. Once I've done that, I'm going to make a quarter turn to the right, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing again, but with different strings. I'm going to move this string here, this string here. So lower left to upper right to lower right. Then I'm going to give it a quarter turn, okay? So lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right. Okay, quarter turn to the right. Lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right. Quarter turn. Lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right. Quarter turn. Lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right. All right, your braid, when it's building itself, you would expect it maybe to come here, but it's not. The braid will come out the back side of this. So I'm going to continue to work on this here. You may now begin working on your Kumihimo braid and loom. If you want, you can continue to watch me for more examples of how to do this, okay? So let's see. I just did my pink. I know I just did my pink because the pink is on top. That means I need to turn it a quarter turn to the right. So lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right, quarter turn. Lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right, quarter turn. Lower left to upper left, upper right to lower right. I once had students ask me, lower left of what? Well, when I say lower left, I just mean of the two strings that are on the bottom, I'm grabbing the one on the lower left. And I'm moving it to the upper right of the other blue strings. Then I'm taking the blue string at the upper right of all of the blue strings and moving it to the lower right of the string on the bottom. This is something I've done with 4th and 5th graders. Every single one of the children got it. It took a couple of tries, but everyone understood it, so I'm really not worried. I'm sure you'll all be able to do it just fine. If you have questions, you can ask me, but give it a try first before saying, is this right? Is this right? Because that really doesn't accomplish anything for anyone. Here we go. Now if you look, class, you can start to see, here's what it's going to look like. It's this rotating pattern. Okay, so just like we're moving the strings like this and turning, that's what's creating this pattern here. That's why we're turning it a quarter turn every time. Enjoy!